Negra! Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. All right, Melissa, we're back with Negra, and what we're working on, and for everybody at home too, is we're still in the introductory phase of the collar, but the other thing, remember we talked about, you guys, the very first two things you want to work on is that walking with the leash, and we're going to do that in a second, Laura, because I'm going to give you a couple little tips about things to do. The second thing is, at the same time, I want you practicing the recall. And if you don't have a place to let them loose, you've got to do it on the leash, but preferably, the best way to do it is to do it when they're off the leash. Negra! Good girl! Good girl! Good girl! So we've never used the nick on this dog yet at all. So, you know, that just shows you the benefit of the pager. Not that we're not going to at some point, but we're already able to get these kind of results just using the pager. So remember, and Laura, I want you to start working on this at home. Only going to call the dog when it has its back turned. And the reason you don't want to do it on a leash is because we don't want the conditioning the dog that, oh, I'm only X amount of distance away. We want the distance to be varied in the beginning. And, you know, Negra, good girl, good girl, good girl, good girl. And they really kind of know when they've got a leash on. A lot of times in the beginning, we may have them drag the leash around, you know, if you're not sure. But you've got to do this in a fenced-in area, obviously, you know. But as long as you follow that rule, call them when their back is turned, and you've got to use an animated type command. You can't just, you know, we've had people come out here, Max, come, you're so monotone. Ugh. Anyway, so just going to let her run around a little bit, and then we've got Xena standing in her place over here. So we're making her stay, because she's got an issue with other dogs. So we're making her stay in her place while we do this. And then we've got Frankie out kind of picking up all the treats. So remember, you're looking for a certain angle of the body away so that we can install that turn of the dog whipping around. And this dog really is not food motivated. Negra! Good girl. Good girl. But she's very praise motivated. Good girl. And we're going to try to build up that food drive. You see, I continued to hold it down. I didn't let it up real quick. And that's, remember, we talked about that. And you do want to vary the distance. Negra! Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. So you've got to brace yourself with one like this, I'm telling you. Not going to call her unless her back is turned. Nope, down. So you can never call it when it was at that angle, you guys. You're always looking for that angle away from you. That is the subtest, to get the dog to turn. That's what's not natural to dogs. Don't just go running along and then because someone says something, whip around. So we're installing that particular behavior. That's why we're not going to call the dog right now while it's at that angle, because the most practical application is going to come from a dog that's moving quickly away, that you can call it and it will turn around and come back. That's going to have the most practical application. You know, and we try to vary it. I mean, I can do it sometimes when the dog's down. I like to do it when the dog is moving away, so. You know, and even then, right then, I'm not going to do it right now because the angle of the body is not what I'm looking for. Whatever we, you know, we're creating habits here. So the way it goes in the beginning is going to cause a habit. Some dogs will kind of make a wide circle. If you get them to do that the first couple times, then they're kind of stuck in that habit. You really want more of a, you know, kind of a whirl around. Come on, Frankie. Negra! Good girl. Good girl. What a good girl you are. She's such a good girl. So you can saw the dog stopped and spun, and really that's what we're looking for. All right, so we'll just... Negra! Negra! Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. So be ready. I mean, I committed to holding it down there. I didn't just give up, and I didn't call it again without the pager. So that's what you want to do. In. I'm just going to give you a couple little tips. I'm going to put the leash back on here. The main thing that I want you guys to do different, and I would still continue with the walking like this because you've got to invest that time just doing the walking. Even though she does heel and stuff already, even though she kind of knows what that is, you still want to, you know, you'd be better to go to a few different locations and just do this walking thing. So remember, all right, hang on, I got a knot in my leash here. You're holding just the handle, you're not saying anything, and you're not looking at the dog. I mean, you're kind of looking at it out of the corner of your eye. You're more trying to create that behavior. And if she started to slow down, the thing we do is go more quickly, speed up and do the pager. You would never, I don't ever want you hitting the nick at this stage when the dog is moving towards you. So if it's sniffing along, you're not going to be hitting the nick while it's still moving in your direction. You're really trying to move directly away. I don't want you squiggling around and stuff. It's moving directly. When the dog turns around, it should just see you just walking away. All right, you guys, so we're going to keep track of Negra's progress, and don't worry, Melissa, she's coming along really, really well. See you guys soon. Bye.